Stella was originally the fairy of the sun and moon, but somewhere along the way, her moon powers disappeared, and I've always thought that was a huge missed opportunity. Hello, this is part 3 of my WINX CLUB Civilian Redesign Series. Whether you're new here or you have been following along, welcome to my channel. I'm Melissa, also known as Lisa Annie Art. I'm a character designer, concept artist, and a 2D animator. In today's video, I'm combining both the original and reboot designs of Stella's civilian outfit, while bringing back her moon elements. Here are the references I have collected for Stella on Pinterest. As you can see, I saved quite a lot for this redesign video, so let's get drawing. Just like in previous designs, I always go with what I have in mind and combine both the reboot and original aspects of her outfit, hair, and shoes. For the hair, I kept her low twin tails inspired by both the reboot look and her transformed version on the original. For the top, I used this short reference and adapted it to be closer to her reboot design, adding a sun and moon accessory in the center. For the bottom, I gave her this skirt since it fits her current look and it includes some cut-out sections, adding movement and flow similar to her original design. And I finalized this section by adding a belt reference as it fits her design really well. And for the final step, I gave her boots and some bracelets, giving her the same vibe she had in her original design. For colors, I kept it simple and start with the same ones she has had, green and orange. For the final details, I added a light yellow to her skirt and leggings to create more contrast and make both orange and green pop up. To finalize, I experimented with colors and gave her a blue tone hairband and a hair tie, just like her transformed look. I also added yellow tones to her accessories, giving them a gold-like color. For this second design, I started with the bottom section first because I found these cowgirl pins, and they reminded me of her participating in the Mixed Magics contest back in season 1. I've always found it hilarious how she managed to evade the Trix's attacks every time just by dancing. For her hair, I gave her a short length with bangs and an open middle part, similar to Mia from Rebelde. I was inspired by her a lot since she always reminded me of Stella whenever I watched the show. For the top, I used this reference by adding a small ribbon in the center and another belt with a star shape. Since her name in Spanish sounds like Estrella, which is star, adding these elements to her design makes perfect sense. When it came to colors, I was a bit unsure on what to do, but then I came across this dress. That's when I got the idea to use both silver and gold colors, making silver represent the moon and gold represent the sun. I also added the color black to her cowgirl pins since I wanted to blend well with the gold and silver gradients in the top and bottom design details. I wanted to add another color since it didn't feel very Stella, so I kept a blue and orange tones. For this third design, I was struggling a little. I wanted to include both moon and sun colors to better represent her powers, so I started by adding a half skirt and some jewelry similar to the belt design from the first outfit. For her hair and dress, I used some design details inspired by looks she had back in season 1, but I believe this is the more modern version they made later on. I really like what they did in here. This dress did make her look like she's Solaria's princess. As I was exploring different ways to design her dress, I realized I forgot about her stuff. So I created 2 initial versions and later refined them into a final design that I'm much happier with. As I mentioned before, I wanted to explore her moon and sun combination of her powers for this design, so I found this cute short that fit Stella perfectly. Sadly, it didn't work with some of the middle design elements, so I ended up using gradient throughout the dress while still keeping the vibe of the reference. For her shoes, I wasn't sure what to do, so I used this reference but only kept the moon detail in the back. The original design felt more like Aisha's or Lila, since it gave off more water power vibes. For the final details, I added some glitter to her dress because it wouldn't be Stella without some shiny elements. Her dress ended up having some dawn-like colors, and I honestly think it suits her in a way, but maybe that's just me. For the final ring design, I added a star in the center with an orange gem. Then I circled and pointed to the parts I liked from all three designs and combined them into this final one. For the hair, I combined aspects of designs A and C, giving her twin side ponytails with the bangs from design C. For the top, I combined her cowgirl shirt from design A with the fluffy sleeves from design B, turning it into a dress. For the shoes, I combined designs A and C, resulting in a sandal boot style. The details I collected were too much for this design, so I removed some of them because sometimes less is better in character design. Having too many details can make it harder for people to remember a character. I finalized it by keeping her belt since it represents both sides of her powers. I was having a hard time keeping her colors, so I removed green because it didn't fit the sun and moon theme I was going for. I kept orange for the sun, light blue for the moon, and added light yellow, simplifying its use across her bracelets and belt as well. As you can see, I added glitter, since I feel like this detail is what makes Stella the character we all know and love. And here's my final redesign for Stella, showing both her civilian and fairy design, along with her ring stuff. I hope I was able to keep Stella's spark in this redesign. Let me know if you like it, or if you would have taken her in a different direction. And for today's question, I would love to know, what's your favorite WINX season? Mine will forever be Season 3. The Enchantress transformation will forever be unforgettable to me. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see this series till the end. And like and share it with more WINX Club fans. Alright, bye.